Can you guys all say Team Day on 3? 1, 2, 3.
The answer, my friend, it's many things. It's blowing in the wind, but it's also our making a determined step forward and joining our hearts with a moment of creatively saying, here we stand on the steps of our tomorrow. We can stand on the steps of our home, our grocery store, our library, whatever. So that's just a symbol of saying we are moving forward. And I urge you on the morning of the inauguration to stand on the steps of somewhere and creatively make a moment that says we are united in this effort going forward. It will reach each other even though it's in the ether. It's just like the answer, it's blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is standing together and making a step forward out of this darkness in a sense of togetherness and celebration. I'm joining you on the 20th with my own little version of my own moment of affirmation. Mwah! Onward!
Peter Yarrow from Peter.Paul&Mary. Puff the Magic Dragon's dad has asked us all to join in unity. The children are listening. So let's take a step today towards tomorrow. He's asked wherever you are to take a step. So let's take a step. Peter Yarrow from Peter.Paul&Mary has stood on stage near Martin Luther King during his I Have a Dream speech. He has stood near where John F. Kennedy was shot. Peter.Paul&Mary have been the voices of America, of the world, for peace and love for many years. Today he has asked us all to take a step towards tomorrow in unity, in love, in peace, to join one another and sing together in harmony.
I know you've done a lot of good for the world. And I'd like the kids to understand a little more about who Peter Yarrow is. And you've done some pretty great work. And I was wondering if you would share it with us.
Well, Peter.Paul&Mary Mary passed away, so it's only, there's only Paul and me now, and we sometimes perform. But with Peter.Paul&Mary, we had a trio that, when we sang, showed people what it was like to really be open and intimate to one another, and our voices would interact in a way that let you know how much we cared about each other and what we were singing about. But the songs that we sang frequently were not just about love and romance. They were folk songs that dealt with issues of hopes and dreams that were part of the changing of this nation. Primarily it started in the civil rights movement when Peter.Paul&Mary sang at a march for 250,000 people where Dr. Martin Luther King delivered his I Have a Dream speech.
Wow.
And we sang Blowing in the Wind and If I Had a Hammer. And If I Had a Hammer had been a very big hit before this, and Blowing in the Wind had just reached the pinnacle of its rise on the charts. And when we sang, the words said what the march was about. For instance, in the second verse of Blowing in the Wind, it said, how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? Meaning, how many years can a mountain of hatred and animosity and pain exist before it goes away? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? And right there were 250,000 people, the majority of whom were African Americans, who were living under enormous oppressive circumstances. This was the remnants of slavery, and this was the opposite of what America was supposed to be about, with liberty and justice for all. It wasn't liberty for all, it wasn't justice for all. It was justice, perhaps, for whites, but for blacks, it wasn't. So when we sang this song, it touched people's hearts in a way that said, yes, we're committed to this too. And the miracle is in America that it did change. And we had the Civil Rights Acts come in, and ultimately African Americans have become a very, very prominent part of America with power and wealth and celebrity.
Today, January 20th, 2021, has been the best inauguration I've ever seen. Let's all take a step towards tomorrow, to work together, to unify red and blue. We had all the stars out today. Today, our young people must have been in their glory to see Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez, Garth Brooks come out and join us for the inauguration. And may the young people hear the messages. President Biden's speech made me emotional a few times. During this terrible pandemic and the racism and all that's happened during President Trump's term this past year has been difficult. But now, President Biden and Vice President Harris, the first woman president ever, I'm so thrilled to say that I got to live to see this day. They have to unify our country and give us hope and take that vaccine, the miracle from God, and get it to all of us so we can start living again. We can start hugging people. We can bring our children back outside, to the parks, to school. They want to see their friends. We all want to see our friends. We all want to be in restaurants together again. All the things we took for granted, we don't take for granted anymore. So let's live for a better tomorrow. Let's take the steps towards tomorrow. My editor, my cameraman, Tom, is taking a few steps towards tomorrow. Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez, Garth Brooks, and all the artists that have come out to sing today and every day for unity and peace. Keep making the world sing. We need to sing. We need to laugh. We need to smile again. We need hope for tomorrow. Everybody take a step towards a better tomorrow. We're in this together.
Well, I still got a hammer, and I still got a bell, and I still got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, still the bell of freedom, the song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land, as I make this stand, this step forward in my own personal way. I join you. We will stand together and step together, and we will invoke our own history and remember what we believe in and what is decent and good about each other and about us. And by filling this space with that kind of goodness, we will push away all the attention and noise to animosity. And therein is our power.
Thank you, Peter Yarrow, for inspiring me to walk the steps for tomorrow.
So this is the song that's the anthem of the Don't Laugh at Me program. And when you hear it, you'll hear something that's probably going to move you inside, particularly if you're a teenager and you're feeling this kind of pressure and stress about people wanting you to conform or people making fun of you. You'll understand that this song really is your song as well as others. And when people sit around and they say, oh, well, we all feel this way, it's a powerful thing. You'll see what I mean. I'm a little boy with glasses, the one they call a geek. A little girl who never smiles, 'cause I got braces on my teeth. And I know how it feels to cry myself to sleep. I'm the kid on every playground, the one that's chosen last. I'm the single teenage mother trying to overcome my past. You don't have to be my friend, but is it too much to ask? Don't laugh at me, don't call me names, don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me. I'm the beggar on the corner, you've passed me on the street. I wouldn't be out here begging if I had enough to eat. And don't think I don't notice that our eyes never meet. Don't laugh at me, don't call me names, don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me. I'm fat, I'm thin, I'm short, I'm tall, I'm deaf, I'm blind. Hey, aren't we all? Don't laugh at me, don't call me names, don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Please smile at me. Please be my friend. Please accept me just the way I am. No one should be left out. We're all should be included.